Welcome to Bankless, where we explore the frontier of internet money and internet finance. This is Ryan Sean Adams. I'm here with David Hoffman, and we're here to help you become more bankless. Calm down. Ethereum is fine. This is basically the message of our guest today. He's Professor Omid Malikan. Formerly, he worked in TradFi. He's a current professor at Columbia, and he teaches courses on crypto, basically. I'm sure a number of his students will be tuning into this episode today. David, there were a number of questions we wanted to ask the professor today because his Twitter timeline is just like fantastic, full of lots of hot takes. And I think both you and I detected that he sort of shared many of the bankless fundamental takes. So we want to ask him current event type questions like, why has ETH been underperforming this cycle? Why is the price so low? What's the value accrual properties for Ether, the asset? Are Ethereum layer 2s parasitic? All of these questions are in kind of the current meta of crypto at the time. But in order to get there, we had to ask him fundamental questions like, what are blockchains even good for? Like, why do they exist? What does he think about Bitcoin? What does he think about Ethereum? Is one chain's block space the same as another chain's block space? Are these all kind of commodities? And he was able to answer these questions with a depth that I think few guests on Bankless have been able to answer them.
I think Omid has approached some of the answers about like, why blockchain, why crypto, what are we doing here from, his own first principles perspectives. And he also draws lessons from TradFi of where he once worked to point towards crypto. And it's like, oh, well, this is how TradFi works. This is how we built the TradFi system. Understanding those patterns will allude to some answers about like how we are going to build crypto systems. Omid is like very well versed in like deep nuances of crypto while also being able to kind of extend those things coming from TradFi. We get into the conversation of what a high quality liquid asset is and whether or not that is money. That was a pretty fun conversation, as well as all of the execution layers that we see around the crypto space and how that relates to the other execution layers that came before them, like Visa and wire transfers and all of these parallels that we have. So it's always very refreshing to get a professor's take it's his job to like get down to the basement of things and explain these things from first principles, because I'm assuming his students are always asking, but why? But why? But why? And when you are, faced with 1,000 graduates always asking you why, you learn to explain things in a pretty effective way, and you learn things pretty deeply. And so that's kind of the knowledge and value that we got out of Omid today.
One of my favorite bull cases for Ether, the asset, actually, in this episode. One of my favorite that I don't think Bankless listeners have heard yet, although you've heard David and I talk about Ether many times. This term that you were just mentioning, David, high-quality liquid asset. So stay tuned for that near the end. We'll get right to the episode, but before we do, we want to thank the sponsors that made this episode possible, including our recommended exchange to get your high-quality liquid assets. That is Kraken. Go create an account.
If you want a crypto trading experience backed by world-class security and award-winning support teams, then head over to Kraken, one of the longest-standing and most secure crypto platforms in the world. Kraken is on a journey to build a more accessible, inclusive, and fair financial system, making it simple and secure for everyone, everywhere, to trade crypto. Kraken's intuitive trading tools are designed to grow with you, empowering you to make your first or your 100th trade in just a few clicks. And there's an award-winning client support team available 24/7 to help you along the way, along with a whole range of educational guides, articles, and videos. With products and features like Kraken Pro and Kraken NFT Marketplace and a seamless app to bring it all together, it's really the perfect place to get your complete crypto experience. So check out the simple, secure, and powerful way for everyone to trade crypto, whether you're a complete beginner or a seasoned pro. Go to kraken.com/bankless to see what crypto can be. Not investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss. Tired of juggling multiple wallets and websites just to navigate Web3? Meet Magic Eden, the home of Web3. It is becoming a super dApp where you can do everything cross-chain all in one place. They're solving UX issues by building products across every chain ecosystem, swaps, borrowing and lending, NFTs, perps, and more, all seamlessly cross-chain. Instead of hopping between countless sites and multiple wallets, just use Magic Eden. Save time and get to the meme coining faster. Plus, the ME token is coming out this quarter from the ME Foundation. If you've used any of their protocols, like the NFT platform, you can claim some. So check out Magic Eden today and watch them become a super dApp and the home of Web3 in real time. You can get there at magiceden.io to get started. Imagine a future where AI and blockchain converge, where decentralized intelligence operates transparently with Web3 infrastructure, unlocking boundless human potential. And that future is here with Zero Gravity, the first decentralized AI operating system. Zero Gravity isn't just faster, it's 50,000 times faster and 100 times more cost efficient than current alternatives, unleashing the power of high data applications and modular AI. With unrivaled throughput, limitless scalability, and a verified AI framework, Zero Gravity is turning the dream of on-chain AI into reality. Curious about how AI and Web3 can reshape the future? You can visit zerog.ai to explore the infrastructure that's revolutionizing decentralized AI. Bankless Nation, super excited to introduce you to Omid Malekan, professor at Columbia Business School, where he has been lecturing on crypto since 2019. He's written multiple books on crypto, including Re-Architecting Trust, which EF researcher Donkrat says is one of his favorite books about crypto, blockchain, tech, and Ethereum. Omid, welcome to Bankless.
Thanks, guys. Very excited to be here.
I mean, you stumbled on our radar, mine and Ryan's radar, from some banger tweets that we enjoyed, and also your books that you've written. But I think my introduction to you can only do so much justice to who you are. Maybe you can kind of take the reins here and just illuminate a little bit more about yourself, what you do, and kind of your perch in the crypto space.
Sure. My very much self-appointed title is as the explainer-in-chief of crypto. So the thing I enjoy doing most is grappling with all of the complicated, exciting issues on the frontier as we head west, like you guys like to say, and then digesting it, processing it, and communicating it to everything from people in crypto to normies. I was almost forcibly introduced to Bitcoin by a friend 10 years ago who asked me to help her buy some. And she actually ended up also participating in the Ethereum ICO. So my claim to fame is I actually went through the process of doing that, but did not invest any of my own money.
Sorry.
It's okay. The experience was well worth it. People forget fun things like the fact that your private key was emailed to you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I have a TradFi background. Like in a past life, I worked in various roles on Wall Street. I was a trader, did a bunch of other things. And what mesmerized me about crypto from day one was just how fundamentally different it was. And even going back to that first Bitcoin transaction to a wallet on my computer where I literally had no idea what I was doing. I think I just followed a YouTube tutorial. But I had a sense, I was like, this is crazy and different. And I had this intuition in the back of my mind that in the future, this technology and way of doing things, way of building trust will one day impact far, far more than what Bitcoin was doing. So then when Ethereum came out and smart contracts and tokens and everything, that vision has sort of been realized. I've been working professionally in the industry for something like 7 years. So you mentioned I wrote a couple of books. I worked as a in-house crypto expert at Citi Ventures, which is a part of Citibank, for like 3.5 years. And that was an awesome experience. I actually think everyone in crypto would be really well served if they spend some time in a TradFi context for two reasons. One, if you want to disrupt something and replace it, you are going to be a lot more effective if you do it from a place of knowing and understanding. As opposed to a place of like, we're just going to tear it down and build something better. The other thing is experience that's beneficial to us as we're trying to build a decentralized, open, permissionless financial system. So I did that. And now other than teaching and various other academic pursuits, I do consulting almost like randomly with ideas and projects that come my way for crypto firms, law firms, trade groups, TradFi firms that are still trying to wrap their arm around this thing. And usually my area of expertise is at sort of like the intersection of the two. How do we take this brand new frontier and combine it with existing knowledge to just build something that's...
The Venn diagram of people who were in TradFi, in like the old world, but then that were also early to crypto, I think it's actually really small. I think TradFi people tend to need to have this extra step of getting into crypto, which is like unlearning a bunch of things before they can then learn crypto. And so I want to kind of just like double tap on that part of your experience, being inside of the TradFi system before crypto was even built out in the world of infrastructure and payments and DeFi and all this stuff, just like early Bitcoin transactions, the Ethereum ICO. Can you just kind of like, what did you have like an aha moment or just something that clicked in the early days of crypto that you can kind of share and illuminate just to kind of further illustrate your perspective here?
Absolutely. It was actually, I can tell you, I don't remember the exact date, but I can tell you the moment, which is that my friend was like, I want to buy a couple $100 worth of Bitcoin. This is when Bitcoin was worth like a couple $100. So I don't know, 1 or 2 Bitcoins. And I didn't know anything about it. In fact, before this, my understanding of crypto was sort of like what a lot of the no coiners say today, which is like it's weird internet money that only appeals to drug dealers. But she was like, please help. And I was like, okay. And I opened a Coinbase account, funded it with her bank account.